Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today, I have a gaming mouse that sells on Amazon for 27 US or Canadian dollars. Its full name is Havit MS760, but it's also sold as MS900. We're gonna have a look at its specs, what comes in the box, how it's like to use daily, and in gaming. Before we have a look at it, please consider subscribing to my channel so I can make more videos. Let's start with the specs first. This model has a Pixart PMW3327 optical sensor, adjustable DPI from 1200 to 12,000, and adjustable polling rate between 125 and 1000 Hz. Actually, there is another version of this mouse that uses a 3325 sensor instead of the 3327. The switches are rated at 20 million clicks, but it's unclear exactly what switches are used. It has replaceable left and right panels for a better fit. I'm left-handed, so we'll see how it'll work out for me. When you open up the box, you might be underwhelmed as it seems like someone just tossed everything in a box. I bought another Havit mouse last summer and it was way better packaged. In the box, you get 2 extra side panels, some documentation, and the mouse. Speaking of the panels, for the left side, you get one with 3 buttons and another with 9, and for the right side, you get a flat one as well as a curved one. Those panels are magnetic and they won't come out when you use the mouse. There's a little notch on the bottom of each panel so you can take them off. Its build quality is good for the price. However, compared to my M65, it feels quite cheap and plasticky. The difference becomes obvious when you click the side buttons. Listen to the difference. It has a braided cable, but the plastic housing near the mouse goes a little bit too far, and overall, the cable is a little bit too stiff. The USB plug is nothing special. It weighs 130 grams, which is pretty much on par with my M65 at 135 grams. The mouse design is good. My hands aren't huge and I have no problem using the mouse. After using it for hours in one sitting for gaming and video editing, I can say that the ergonomics are very good. It's not ambidextrous as it has buttons on the left side, and overall it's not a symmetric mouse. As a left-hander, I'll try this out myself. Other buttons feel normal for a gaming mouse, but I'd say they feel better than any other mice in this price point. There are 2 buttons near the scroll wheel for DPI adjustment and they're programmable. Actually, all buttons are programmable. More on this later. The PMW3327 sensor is used in many well-known mice like the Corsair M55 RGB Pro and the Aorus M2. You can set the DPI from 1200 all the way to 12,000, which might seem amazing at first. However, my problem is that 1200 is still quite high, especially if you're playing FPS games. As a comparison, my M65 mouse had a sniper button that would decrease the DPI to 400. I set a similar sniper button on this mouse, however, at 1200 it's significantly less effective, and this is one of the places the mouse shows its price. When you plug it into your computer for the first time, you will notice that it actually looks very good. I really wish the RGB strip were bigger, and this is coming from someone who doesn't care about RGB. You will also notice that the mouse movement isn't smooth. This might be just me, but this was exactly my first impression about the other Havit mouse that I used. Also, the scroll wheel is a little bit slow out of the box. The forward and the back buttons are properly programmed, that is, the one on the left is forward. I've used plenty of mice with forward and back buttons mixed up. There's a significant click latency, but I only noticed it when I was using it with a 144 Hz monitor. According to ratings.com, this mouse has a 25 millisecond latency, which is higher than any other mouse they have reviewed. And they reviewed another Havit mouse as well as the Corsair M55 Pro RGB. I don't know why that's happening, but I will let this pass, as at this price point, it's not a hardcore gaming mouse. I use my mouse at 1600 DPI, and I haven't had any problems in video editing as well as daily use. It's pretty accurate, and I haven't noticed any skipping or lag. The buttons on the left have some resistance to them, so as a left-hander, I don't accidentally press them. Before buying this, I asked on Amazon whether a left-hander could use this, and fellow buyers told me that it's borderline impossible. However, here I am, using it with no problems. The mouse itself isn't symmetrical, but it's not too asymmetrical either. Fellow left-handers, if you used any mouse that wasn't specifically designed for left-handed people, you will have no problems using this mouse. Before we talk about configuring the buttons, let's talk about the app that comes with it. This is utterly complicated because at first you need to choose among 5 different options according to your sensor model. Secondly, you need to upgrade the mouse firmware to be able to use the new version of the app with the mouse, and this process did not go well for me. To be able to use the app, you actually need to flash 2 different firmware, and the second one just wouldn't work for me. So as a result, the application wouldn't recognize the mouse. I tinkered with the app for a while, and I managed to get it to work. I won't bore you with the details, but I will leave a link in the description about how to do it. One last note, they store all the software and the firmware upgrades on Google Drive. Once you get the app running, you'll see that it's a bare bones app that gets the job done. You can change the predefined DPI levels at increments of 100, you can change their designated colors, you can change the RGB effects, and you can program the buttons. As the implementation of side buttons is pretty basic, you might want to have separate profiles for separate side panels. I also recommend you have a profile for daily use and one for gaming. To any button, you can assign a regular click, a key combination, a macro, as well as a multimedia command. It's fun to be able to mute your computer with a click. Once you get everything configured, you don't need to keep the app open, your configuration will be stored in the mouse. You can also change the polling rate, which goes anywhere between 125 and 1000 Hz. I keep mine at 1000 and it makes everything smoother. This changed my initial impression about the smoothness. You can also change the scroll wheel speed, which I quite like at 4. The app could have some extra features, like intelligent profile switching according to which app is open, and integration of the DPI light with the RGB strip. The latter should be easy to implement, as the light is already RGB. Overall, I like this mouse a lot, but I have trouble deciding whether it's an actual gaming mouse. The build quality is good, customizable buttons work well, and the interchangeable side panels help you find a better fit. On the other hand, input latency is high, and the lowest setting for DPI is still too high for games. If you're not a professional gamer, but you still want a good-looking mouse with extra features, this is a great option. It's by no means bad in games, it's just not as good as top-of-the-line gaming mice. Thank you so much for watching, please consider liking this video, checking out my other videos, and subscribing to my channel. Take care.